Sunday, February 4th. Dear Mr. Pretend Henshaw, I hate my father. Mom is usually home on Sunday, but this week there was a big golf tournament, which means rich people have parties, so she had to go squirt deviled crab into about 1 million little cream puff shells. Mom never worries about meeting the rent when there's a big golf tournament. I was all alone in the house. It was raining, and I didn't have anything to read. I was supposed to scrub off some of the mildew on the bathroom walls with some smelly stuff, but I didn't because I was mad at Mom for divorcing Dad. I feel that way sometimes, which makes me feel awful because I know how hard she has to work and try to go to school too. I kept looking at the telephone until I couldn't stand it any longer. I picked up the receiver and dialed Dad's number over in Bakersfield. I even remembered to dial 1 first because it was long distance. All I wanted was to hear the phone ringing in Dad's trailer, which wouldn't cost Mom anything because nobody would answer. Except Dad answered. I almost hung up. He wasn't off in some other state. He was in his trailer, and he hadn't phoned me. You promised to phone me this week, and you didn't, I said. I felt I had to talk to him. Take it easy, kid, he said. I just didn't get around to it. I was going to call this evening. The week isn't over yet. I thought about this. Something on your mind? He asked. I didn't know what to say, so I said, my lunch. Somebody steals the good stuff out of my lunch. Find him and punch him in the nose, said Dad. I could tell he didn't think my lunch was important. I hoped you would call, I said. I waited and waited. Then I was sorry I said it. I have some pride left. There was heavy snow in the mountains, he said. I had to chain up on Highway 80 and lost time. From my map book, I know Highway 80 crosses the Sierra. I also know about putting chains on trucks. When the snow is heavy, truckers have to put chains on the drive wheels, all 8 of them. Putting chains on 8 big wheels in the snow is no fun. I felt a little better. How's Bandit? I asked, as long as we were talking. There was a funny silence. For a minute, I thought the line was dead. Then I knew something must have happened to my dog. How's Bandit? I asked again, louder, in case Dad might have lost some of the hearing in his left ear from all that wind rushing by. Well, kid, he began. My name is Lee, I almost yelled. I'm not just some kid you met on the street. Keep your shirt on, Lee, he said. When I had to stop, along with some other truckers, to put on chains, I let Bandit out of the cab. I thought he would get right back in because it was snowing so hard, but after I chained up, he wasn't in the cab. Did you leave the door open for him? I asked. Big pause. I could have sworn I did, he said, which meant he didn't. Then he said, I whistled and whistled, but Bandit didn't come. I couldn't wait any longer because the highway patrol was talking about closing Highway 80. I couldn't get stranded up there in the mountains when I had a deadline for delivering a load of TV sets to a dealer in Denver. I had to leave. I'm sorry, Kit Lee, but that's the way it is. You left Bandit to freeze to death. I was crying from anger. How could he? Bandit knows how to take care of himself, said Dad. I'll bet dollars to donuts he jumped into another truck that was leaving. I wiped my nose on my sleeve. Why would the driver let him? I asked. Because he thought Bandit was lost, said Dad. And he had to get on with his load before the highway was closed the same as I did. He couldn't leave a dog to freeze. What about your CB radio? I asked. Didn't you send out a call? Sure I did, but I didn't get an answer. Mountains cut down on reception, Dad told me. I was about to say I understood, but here comes the bad part, the really bad part. I heard a boy's voice say, Hey, Bill, Mom wants to know when we're going out to get the pizza. I felt as if my insides were falling out. I hung up. I didn't want to hear anymore. When Mom had to pay for the phone call, I didn't want to hear any more at all. To be continued.